Hey, what is up everyone? Kilrian here, bringing you another video, and this time it's going to be about Agaia Online, the newest TERA private server, and how to go about starting on the server. Whenever it comes to a lot of private servers, a lot of times they will give you access to instantly hitting the max level, and Agaia is no exception to that. Whenever you first make your character, you will press I to open up the inventory. With that in mind, you'll have a couple of different things in your inventory. I'm going to go over these step by step and exactly how to kind of really get to the point where you're going to start running dungeons, which is the majority of what TERA in-game has to offer. You do have the ability to go through and do the full leveling process if you would like to, just to kind of reminisce and relive through that time. But we all know that the combat is truly what sets TERA apart, and the peak of that is definitely at in-game. So, opening up your inventory, you're going to notice a couple of things. These are going to be just consumables that you will actively have for your first 7 days while playing. You can also get these by having the Agaia Club, which I personally have as a content creator, or if you end up playing enough dungeons, earning enough coin to either buy costumes or buy a TERA Club every single month. With that, you will first open up the level 70 scroll box. This will have a couple of things. Primarily going to be the level 70 scroll, which will then give you access to the remainder of these boxes. Firstly, you'll just go ahead and click that. Probably experience a little bit of lag along the way. And then we're going to have all of these different items. Firstly, what we'll do is we will go to the skill advancement box. This is going to be one of the primary things that you will need to instantly level up all of your skills to the max level and give you options of playstyle. With this, you would use the Emeroon's Wisdom. This is going to give you your skill advancement XP alongside all of the EP necessary for your character. Doing that, you'll get this little claim here. Then you'll press K. This is your learned skills. You would then go into advanced skills, and upon each of these, you will just click on the first option and advance the skill. Go into your next portion. Rain of Arrows. Advance each of these individual options. These are going to usually have a PvE option, a PvP option, as well as like some quality of life iterations. Next, you'll go on to the next skill, and once again, you will be selecting just the first one here. Do not right-click the scrolls in your inventory, because that will combine them and then you won't be able to actually unlock these skills. With all of these different systems that have been in place, because this is on more or less a later patch of TERA compared to all the players that we experienced in the past, which was a little bit more simplified. Now that you have all of these maxed out as well, now we can go about opening our gear. With these, you'll first open your weapon set. This will give you your chest piece, your weapon, your boots, and your gloves. Most of the time, whenever it comes to these weapons, I would say a majority of people will be running the decreased skill cooldown, just because that will make the game feel smoother anytime that you are shortening cooldowns, attacking from behind, as well as typically, you're going to be seeing either Phys crit power if you're a physical class, or magic crit power if you are a magic class. There is that. Go about equipping each of these. Really, the only thing that you'll be selecting for is going to be on your primary weapon. You won't have to do this for your gloves, boots, or chest. With that, let me go ahead and get all of these. Having the equipment equipped, another thing that you will be using in your inventory is going to be your Valkyron supply 5 glyph points. Simply just right click that. Now we will continue to open up now into the faded accessory box. This is going to feel like a lot of items, but it's pretty straightforward whenever you kind of get the idea. Each of these that have the question mark on them, you will be selecting your individual stats for these. A majority of the time, you will just go power. You do have the ability to reselect this if you need to from a vendor in the primary town. Usually, if you are strictly PvEing, endurance is going to be your better option whenever it comes to your earrings. Go ahead and equip these. Now, if you were to want to change to a crit necklace or something along those lines, you will have the option of the accessory morpher. This will allow you to exchange, instead of a power rings, earrings, necklace, you can convert them to a critical option. Now, most classes, because of the natural crit scaling of a majority of glyphs within TERA, most people will be using almost exclusively power. On my Berserker, I use a crit necklace and power everything else. Just going about equipping all of the individual pieces. There we go. And you will also have the relic and halidome tokens in your inventory. Now, in my opinion, before you actually pull the trigger on any of these, you should go look and see what your class specifically uses. Once again, a large majority do just stack power on these. But, like for example, the Berserker, I personally am using both the split of crit and power for both the halidome and the relic. So before you actually go about grabbing these, I would encourage going and inspecting people in Highwatch and looking at what they are using. Really, a safe bet would be to go with just the blue power on both sides. But once again, as a Berserker, I am using the yellows. With that, now that we have all of our gear appropriately equipped, and let's see here, you will see this. They did also give you both Zerks for crit and power. Once again, most classes will just end up using power individually. Upon this, what you will now be able to do, go ahead and clean up your inventory a little bit, tossing out the old gear items. And now, simply put, all you need to do is press H. This will pull up your Vanguard requests. Go ahead and click Redeem down here. This will immediately allow you to teleport to Highwatch. Upon entering Highwatch, you should see a decent number of players actively on. This is a EU primary server, so as of this moment where I'm recording, it's 1 p.m. MST for me, and you can see that there are quite a few players just online. With this, once again, I wanted to kind of inspect an archer or something along those lines. But warriors seem to be using the blue halidomes. I don't know if I have any archers here. A lancer is using the yellow halidomes. There's another berserker. Right now, I'm kind of surprised I'm not immediately seeing an archer because they are quite strong in this patch, to be totally honest with you. But if this next two people don't have archer, sorcerer, and mystic. All right. With that, I have no problem being able to just go ahead and grab these and then go about equipping them. With this, you will now be at the point where you're able to actually queue into things. However, first and foremost, we want to add glyphs. The glyphs that are actually in the recommended glyph setup are going to be quite proper, like prominent. I would honestly encourage just going about doing this or looking on the Discord in your individual class, Discord on the Agaia TERA Discord. They made specific channels for each respective class. With this as well, you should have your options of choosing which specific skill that you're going to be choosing for the advanced skill. Like in this moment with Windsong, I'm not going to be doing the PvP option. I'm going to increase the duration of this. I'm going to increase the damage of my rain of arrows. I'm assuming those are the ones that you would typically go for. In conjunction with selecting your advanced glyphs and whatnot, you will also have access to, in your My Character profile here, EP. This is another system that TERA implemented to basically further the ability to make your character better and better. You should find, once again, another guide aspect to this to give you your individual class ones. However, it is always a very safe bet to max out Mighty Attack, Mighty Defense, and honestly putting like a single point into both Mighty Phoenix and Agile Phoenix are always going to be a good option for you as well. I'm going to go ahead and confirm those because I personally need to look and see what other skills that I want for an archer as well. Once you are at this point, go ahead and set up your skills. There are default keybinds for a majority of things. However, I would strongly encourage going into your options, going under your UI settings, and then through this, shortcut settings. And then under here, you will be able to set your individual keybinds. All right. With all of that, at this point, you are able to go ahead and queue into your most basic dungeons. Most people, I would say, are going to be running Ravenous Gorge, Red Refuge, RK9 to begin with. Sky Nest is a nightmare. And then generally you'll just continue moving up. But hopefully y'all found this helpful. Thanks once again for everyone who has been supporting the channel as long as you have. And with that in mind, I will catch y'all next time. Peace, peace.